Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar of Trinidad and Tobago was rushed to hospital this morning after complaining of feeling unwell. A brief statement issued by the Office of the Prime Minister said that she has been taken to the private St. Clair Medical Hospital where she was examined. The statement from her office said she is resting comfortably and further updates are to be issued. Well, last month, the Prime Minister was diagnosed with dengue fever. Still in Trinidad, the police there are making major marijuana fines. We get more in this CNC3 report.
2 weeks after police found $30 million of compressed marijuana in chicken parts in a container at the port of Point Lisas, the police service says it is very close to making an arrest. The advancement in the investigations follow the arrival of Jamaican law enforcement and customs officials in the country. Public Affairs Director of the TNT Police Service, Sharon Liasang, says working alongside their Jamaican counterparts have resulted in some serious inroads having been made in the investigation.
Also, Customs and Excise from Jamaica, they have been working with our counterparts here through OCNFB and, of course, Customs and Excise Division. So things are moving ahead quickly. We expect arrests are imminent.
Meantime, the police continue to make big marijuana fines. This time, over $13 million worth of the illegal drug was found on a plantation in Mundo Nuevo. Police also found a 12-gauge shotgun and several rounds of ammunition there. 2 persons have been arrested.
They went into a forested areas at the southern side of the Mundo Nuevo Forest, Talparo, and found approximately 18,000 fully grown marijuana trees and 3,200 young marijuana trees with a street value of approximately 13 million TT dollars.
And the arrest tally since the August 21st start of the state of emergency continues to rise. It's now up to 3,601. Of these, 54 persons were arrested overnight, but there have curiously been no gang-related arrests for several weeks.
More than 35 residents, including children, have returned to Grenada safely after the boat on which they were traveling went adrift off the Venezuelan coast almost 2 weeks ago. The government said the MV Amelia A was on its way to Grenada from Trinidad when its engine failed, causing it to go off its intended route. Hours of negotiations, thousands of dollars in costs, and a joint undertaking by Coast Guard officers from Grenada, Trinidad and Tobago, and Venezuela resulted in the passengers' safe return. The government said everyone, including a handful of non-nationals, were eventually flown back to Grenada on a chartered aircraft.
Good evening, I'm Kent Jerson. This is the Business Report. Motorsport in Barbados is big business. That was the message conveyed at the Barbados Chamber of Commerce and Industry's monthly luncheon today at the Hilton Hotel. The theme was Motorsport in Barbados as a driver of the economy. One of the examples used to illustrate the point by President of the Barbados Motoring Federation, Andrew Malalu, was the number of visitors to the island just for the Sol Rally Barbados event this year.
Actual certified nights, not the ones that we can't certify, that the people that we didn't know who came from Jamaica, UK, whatever, and went to the rally, but the ones who specifically said, we have come here specifically for Rally Barbados, 2,485 nights, and we had 3 villa rentals, and I can attest to those 3 large villa rentals. When you have guys who, and then this is a little side story, when you have a guy who's coming to rally in Barbados and he drives up to Heathrow to get onto Virgin, onto the 747, and they say, do you have any luggage? He says, yes, please, check in my car. You understand the side of guy we have. He flies his car here to Barbados, rents a huge villa and rallies with us for 10 days. He's been coming for the last 3 years.
Mr. Malalu also says there are a number of spin-off businesses from the sport.
We have vehicles here that are being maintained all year round. We've got specialised mechanic skills, all kinds of training that happens with them. We've got specialised machine shops, workshops, fiberglass, body workshops, paint and body shops, specifically dedicated to supporting the industry. As I said before, we got the entertainment venues. We got Bushy Park alone for Barrel over the season. It sees nearly 50,000 spectators. That, you can imagine the opportunity that is for food vendors. And it's a snow cone man's heaven is how I refer to.
In other news, we are hearing that the profitability of local banks is not what it used to be. This admission from Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Barbados National Bank, Darren Howell. He adds, however, that although profits are down across the board, there is reason to be optimistic about the future. Mr. Howell says that, for example, while demand for loans generally remains soft, mortgages appear to be on the rebound.
BNB in particular has seen a significant uptick in the mortgages area. We are in fact a big player in the mortgage market through our subsidiary BMFC, and we have seen significant growth in that area. In terms of general retail loans, not so much. You know, things like vehicle loans and so on, again, not so much there, because in our own conversations with the car companies and so on, their vehicle sales are not going that well. But at the end of the day, the mortgages are doing very well. Retail loans coming in, but not in the quantities that we've grown accustomed to.
The BNB head also says the bank is looking forward to doing more business for the Christmas period.
We have the Christmas season coming up now, and it is expected that, you know, that seasonal demand will be there. As to how big that is actually going to be, it's anybody's guess, but we are preparing ourselves for that that period, and we'll put our customary you know, campaign out into the market as soon as we think it fit, to take advantage of the demand that may be around for Christmas, and to give our customers some good deals.
And before we go to break, here's a summary of today's trading on some of the region's stock exchanges.
All right, good evening to all, and we recorded generally fair skies across Barbados all night long last night. But we had a marginal increase in the cloud during the day, but it was predominantly medium and high level cloud, and as a result the shower activity was zero at the airport, maybe a few stray showers across the island. Let's take a look though at the stats. It was another hot day here in Barbados. The maximum temperature got up to 31.6 degrees Celsius. This was measured around 2. The minimum temperature was up also 26.8 degrees Celsius at 6 o'clock. Fair skies at the airport, still rather warm, 29.1 degrees Celsius. The humidity stood at 78%, and the winds out of the deep south at 10 kilometers per hour. Another hot night expected here in Barbados. Now in the Eastern Atlantic, first of all, let's get our bearings. Barbados and the island chain around here. There's one tropical wave we're tracking. That wave is in the vicinity of around 30 degrees west. Activity well to the south of 10 degrees north. Not a whole lot of convection associated with this tropical wave at this time. But Tropical Storm Philippe. At 5 o'clock, the descent of this system was in the vicinity of 17 degrees north, around 40 degrees west. The system is presently tracking to the west-northwest at about 10 miles per hour, maximum sustained winds of 40 miles per hour, barely holding on to tropical storm strength. But this system is expected, believe it or not, to have some impact on the weather conditions in the next couple of days. Now, in the island chain, Tropical Storm Ophelia, yes, the system was upgraded to tropical storm status during the day again. It was in the vicinity of 19 degrees north, 60.6 degrees west, or about 190 miles to the east-northeast of the northern Leeward Islands. Presently moving to the west-northwest at about 7 miles per hour, maximum sustained winds of 50 miles per hour. Now, last night the system generated quite a bit of shower activity in the northern windwards and leewards. Dominica recorded as much as 73 millimeters of rainfall. Antigua had 32 millimeters of rainfall. So the system lived up to standard. We were saying that the system had the potential to generate between 2 to 4 inches. Now, it is gradually pulling out of the area, but there's going to be enough instability associated with this system still to continue to generate some shower activity. For us in the south, Barbados and the south, we're going to be looking at fair to partly cloudy skies, no real significant shower activity over the next couple of days, and I'll give you the further details after the break. Welcome back. And Tropical Storm Ophelia, believe it or not, this system is going to be reaching hurricane status in the next couple of days, but thankfully it seems not to be threatening any land areas at this time. May very well pass to the west of Bermuda. But as I indicated, the moisture levels are going to continue to be quite high in the northern portion of the region. They're going to be looking at cloudy skies and scattered showers for the next couple of days. For us, mostly medium and high level cloudy. Sky is going to look quite busy, but we're not expecting any real significant shower activity. Now, around Sunday though, as I told you, Philippe is going to be moving into the picture. That trough trailing from that system could result in heightened instability levels, but the moisture levels are not going to be significant, and as a result, no real significant shower activity expected. Take a look at our 4-day prediction. And sunrise in Barbados tomorrow, 5:47. Sunset will be at 5:50. The tides, the first high tide is going to be at 8 minutes after 4 tomorrow morning. The second, 11 minutes after 4 in the evening. The first low tide, 2 minutes to 10 in the AM. The second is going to be at 10:30 in the evening. And the swells are back down to a manageable proportion. Slight to moderate in open water, peaking at 2 meters. The winds across Barbados and across the region, due to the direct influence of Tropical Storm Ophelia, south-southwesterly to south-southeasterly 10 to 35 kilometers per hour. The outlook for us here in Barbados tonight, fair to partly cloudy with brief scattered showers. And come tomorrow, partly cloudy to cloudy at times with brief scattered showers.